Now he's got a target. Menya moving away from him, Morizzi in the headband. A battle between these two, and Gout working so hard to get to him, and he gets there. Gout takes it by a meter and moving away, 20.04.
A 56-year-old record just fell, and the athlete who did it isn't a household name yet. Gout Gout, only 18, delivered a run that stunned officials, silenced skeptics, and forced the track world to pay attention. This wasn't hype or luck. It was a clear signal that sprinting has entered a new era. Let's rewind. The year was 1968. Australian sprint legend Peter Norman set a 200-meter record at the Mexico Olympics with a blistering time of 20.06 seconds. That time stood for over half a century, untouched through generations of sprinters. But in December 2024, everything changed. At the Australian All-Schools Championships in Brisbane, Gout Gout clocked a jaw-dropping 20.04 seconds in the 200-meter final, not only breaking Norman's Oceanian record, but also surpassing the world age 16 best previously held by none other than Usain Bolt, who had run 20.13 seconds in 2003. This wasn't just a race, it was history being rewritten. These are adult times, and me, just a kid, I'm running them. It's going to be a great future for sure, said Gout after his record-breaking run. He added, "I have always done what I said I will do. If I said something, it's on my mind, and I am pursuing it until I do it." But that was just the beginning. In June 2025, Gout competed in his first senior race abroad at the Golden Spike meeting in Ostrava, Czech Republic. Running against seasoned international athletes, the teenager stunned the crowd once again by winning the 200 meters in 20.02 seconds, shaving off 0.02 of a second from his own national record. "I feel good. New personal best, new national record in my first European race," Gout told reporters. "I don't feel any pressure because as soon as I step out on that track, it's just me by myself and what I've got to do, my favorite thing, and that's to run. So I just go out there and run. And nothing stops me from doing that." Gout's steady climb didn't happen overnight. Born on December 29, 2007, in Ipswich, Queensland, Gout is one of 7 children. His parents, Dinka immigrants from South Sudan, moved to Australia before he was born, fleeing violence and uncertainty in search of a better life. His family name was misspelled during immigration paperwork and became Gout, pronounced to rhyme with pout. His father has since expressed interest in restoring the original spelling. At Ipswich Grammar School, Gout began his journey into athletics. Before committing to sprinting, he played soccer and showed early signs of explosive speed. As a 14-year-old in 2022, he clocked 10.57 seconds in the 100 meters. Just 1 year later, he broke the Australian U18 men's 200 meters record with a 20.87-second run. In 2024, Gout truly began to soar. He won silver in the 200 meters at the World Athletics U20 Championships in Lima, Peru, with a time of 20.60 seconds. Later that year, he signed a sponsorship deal with Adidas and continued to dominate the national scene, clocking 10.17 in the 100-meter final and 20.04 in the 200-meter at the All-Schools Championship. By 2025, the world took notice. Gout lowered his 400-meter personal best to 46.14 seconds, showcasing versatility beyond his signature event. He even reached the semifinals of the 200-meter at the World Championships in Tokyo, finishing with times of 20.23 and 20.36 seconds in his heat and semifinal respectively. And the comparisons to Bolt, they aren't just hype. With a tall frame, fluid stride, and times rivaling those of the Jamaican superstar at similar ages, Gout has naturally drawn parallels to the sprinting icon. Former Olympian Jane Fleming noted, "If I've ever seen anybody run like Usain Bolt and be built like him, he is it." Gout's coach, Di Shepherd, has been a steadying influence through it all. After breaking his 400-meter meet record in October 2025, Gout reflected on his journey as he prepared to transition from school to full-time athletics. "This is the place where I found my speed," he said of the Queensland Sport and Athletics Centre. "It definitely feels sad, but I'm definitely grateful. Grateful, but not slowing down." Gout's performance in Perth, where he ran a wind-assisted 19.84 seconds to win the 200-meter national title, showed what's possible when conditions are ideal. While the time wasn't legal for record purposes due to a 2.2 meters per second tailwind, it proved his capacity to break the 20-second barrier. Even before that, he had dipped below 10 seconds in the 100 meters twice in a single day. Again, wind-assisted, but nonetheless impressive. He's clearly knocking on the door of greatness. Gout's impact now reaches far beyond his own lane. His record-breaking surge has energized Australian sprinting at every level, earning him Junior Male Athlete of the Year at the Athletics Australia Awards and cementing his status as the country's premier teenage talent. Even performances that didn't officially count, like his wind-assisted 19.84 in Perth, sent shockwaves through the sport, proving he can outrun seasoned professionals. Gout's rapid ascent has also helped shine a light on Australian sprinting, a domain long dominated by nations like the USA and Jamaica. His emergence is a breath of fresh air for athletics in Oceania, inspiring young athletes across the region. As of now, Gout's time of 20.02 seconds ranks as the 11th fastest 200-meter performance globally this season by any athlete at any age. He also sits second on the all-time U18 list, trailing only Arian Knighton's 19.84. And considering Gout is still just 18, his prime years are still ahead of him. Looking ahead, Gout will compete at the 2026 Commonwealth Games, the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, and potentially at home in the 2032 Brisbane Olympics. If his current trajectory continues, he could be a serious medal contender on the biggest stages. What makes his story even more remarkable is the humility that grounds it. Despite breaking records and attracting international headlines, Gout has remained soft-spoken, focused, and appreciative. His dedication to family, coach, and school shines through in every interview. In a sporting world where flash often overshadows substance, Gout's quiet dominance is refreshing. He doesn't need gimmicks, his legs do the talking. Off the track, Gout remains deeply connected to his community and roots. His rise to fame has become a symbol of pride for Ipswich and the wider South Sudanese Australian population. Community leaders have pointed to his story as an example of perseverance, discipline, and the potential that lies within refugee and migrant communities when given proper support and opportunity. He's also shown interest in pursuing academic goals. After finishing school, Gout mentioned plans to study psychology, aiming to better understand performance mindset and athlete development, adding yet another layer to his thoughtful approach to sport. So, what does this all mean? It means that the world of track and field has a new name to watch, one that broke a record that stood for 56 years, one that outran a time set by a young Usain Bolt, one that isn't just racing the clock but racing toward history. Gout Gout has already made waves, but the tsunami is still coming. Subscribe for more updates on Gout's journey and let us know. Do you think he's the future face of sprinting? What will he do next? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.